Creating Facebook ads and campaigns can be as quick or as complicated as you'd like, and you create all of your ads in what's called Ads Manager. That's the dashboard that you see here. You can always access your own Ads Manager dashboard through your personal Facebook account by selecting the downward arrow at the top right of your screen, and once a drop-down menu pops up, you're going to choose Manage Ads. Now your first step to creating an ad or a campaign is to simply select the Create tool. It's here that you're going to be guided through the creation process. Let's walk through creating a campaign in Ads Manager, and then we'll take a look at how it might appear in your Ads Manager dashboard. So here we are in the campaign level, and you'll notice that by taking a look at the menu at the left-hand side of your screen. Here you can see that after campaign then is the ad set, then after the ad set is the ad itself. And each level will have specific criteria and questions for you to fill out. So the process is quite organic. Now your first step is to create a campaign, and that's going to be your marketing objective. If you need help choosing an objective, you can simply hover over each level and the info icon will give you additional information. So if I choose brand awareness, further down is where I'll be able to choose specific details around that. I can choose my campaign name, whether I want to create a split test, campaign budget, etc. From there, I'm going to continue on, and that's where we're going to get into the ad set. The ad set is where you're going to define your audience, where you want your ads to show up, whether it's Instagram or the Facebook feed, and then you're going to set your budget and your schedule. When you continue on, this is where you get into the creative portion. This is your ad itself. So your identity is going to be what page you're creating your ad for. Here you can see that we've selected H+ Sport. Next, we're going to choose how we want our ad to show up, whether it's carousel, video, or a single image. And below that is the media itself. That's where we get to choose the image that we want to show up for our advertisement. And then below is our text and links. This is where we add in the primary text for our ad. So our call to action, our creation, our creative text. So this is where you get to basically bring to life your advertisement so that it appeals to the people that you want to see it. Below that we have languages. So this might be applicable for some of you. And then below is where we're going to choose our tracking. So I always recommend tracking with the Facebook Pixel, and that's going to be a little bit of code that helps track where people are going on your website so that you can retarget them and get additional data. Once that's completed, you're going to choose Confirm, and then that's going to show up in your ads dashboard. Now, likely you're already really familiar with advertising, so this is a little bit of a refresher. But if not, definitely get yourself familiar with the ad creation process before diving into the more complicated advertising details. When you're creating your ads and your campaigns, they're all going to show up on the Ads Manager dashboard, and this is what you see here. So all your campaigns are going to show up on this main screen. If you choose ad sets, that's where you can see those ad sets, and then finally your ads. And from there you can click in, you can see how they're performing. This provides a great snapshot of how things are going. Use this dashboard as a tool to help you keep track and manage your campaigns. Ads Manager, like you see, is always going to provide an overview of all the changes that have been made as well, so you can keep tabs of what is going on in your advertising account. One of the major features in Ads Manager is the ability to make changes across a wide range of campaigns, ad sets, or ads. Let's look at an example of how this works. Let's say you've created a campaign with multiple ad sets, and all of those have the United States and Canada as your target countries. Now, after looking through your advertising results, you decide to only target the United States. You could go into each ad set individually and change your targeting, or you can highlight multiple ad sets and make only one change. That change will then apply to all the ad sets that you've selected. Let me show you how that looks. Here you can see that I'm in Ads Manager. You can access yours to your personal profile by selecting the down arrow at the top right of your screen. From that drop-down menu, you're going to see Manage Ads, and that's what you're going to select. That'll automatically pop you into Ads Manager. Now to make the change I'm talking about, I'm going to select the Ad Sets tab. This is where I'm going to choose the locations and make edits that I talked about. Once selected, I'm going to choose Edit. I'm going to scroll down and take a look at the locations. And this is where I'm going to make these edits. Now notice that all three ad sets have the same locations. If this isn't the case, it would show up as a mixed preset. So say one ad set had another location or didn't have all these three, it wouldn't show up as clearly and it would say mixed set. And then you can reset it so that it goes back to its original state. But from here, all three ad sets have Canada, Los Angeles, and Santa Barbara as a target location. I wish to take out Canada, so what I'm going to do is simply exit out. Now that has been completed, I'm going to choose Review and Publish. It's here I can review the draft items before it goes into the final publish. It looks great, and I'm going to choose the green Publish button. Here on the main dashboard, these main items have been published, and I can see that this change has been made across all ad sets. So like I spoke of earlier, what happens if some of the information or the ad set selected is not uniform? To show you what I mean, I've gone ahead and selected one ad set. And I'm going to add Mexico as an option. I'm going to publish those changes, and once that's completed, it's going to take me back to the main dashboard. From here, I'm going to select the ad sets that I wish to make the bulk changes to and choose Edit. It's here under Locations that I can see that I have mixed values. This signals to us that some of the ad sets have different locations. And we have a couple of choices. We can choose to reset, and that allows us to start choosing locations all over again. Again, all the locations we choose will be applicable for all the ad sets selected. We can also keep it mixed, perhaps because that's part of our strategy. Or we could then find the odd set out and ensure that it matches the location of the other ones. So you have an ability to bulk update campaigns, ad sets, and ads. And this is just a quick example of how that is going to look in Ads Manager. Working in bulk will improve your workflow and add a new level of efficiency to help you manage large-scale campaigns. I'd certainly give it a couple test runs before implementing. You always have the option of easily discarding your changes at the bottom of Ads Manager, and you'll see where it says Discard Drafts. Do not be afraid to experiment with this feature. Ads Manager allows you to use Excel to manage your campaigns in bulk. This way, you can make changes and edits to your data using a format you're most likely already familiar with. If you're an Excel expert, you can also use custom scripts and Excel variables to modify the data to match your goals. We're going to look at two different ways to work with your campaigns using Excel. The first involves copying and pasting, and the second involves an actual import-export feature. It's there that you'll see something like what you see here, and this is going to be your Ads Manager dashboard. We'll start by selecting a campaign within the Campaigns tab. I've got one selected here, and I can choose to copy this campaign using shortcuts on my keyboard. You can copy existing ads or ad sets in Ads Manager by using copy and paste. Unlike standard duplication, copy and paste allows you to copy multiple ads at once and paste them into a maximum of 20 ad sets at a time. This feature also works to copy ad sets into multiple campaigns. To access this feature, select campaigns, ad sets, or ads you'd like to duplicate and open the Duplicate drop-down menu in the Ads Manager toolbar. This feature also works to copy ad sets into multiple campaigns. To access this feature, you can simply hit Command-C or your copy and paste shortcut on your computer. Or you can head over to the arrow to the right of Export and choose Selected as Text under the Export Setup menu. It's here that we will now see a section called Clipboard with the options to Control-C and then we can also see the copied items. I'm going to go ahead and copy that, and then I'm going to head over to Excel. Once in my Excel spreadsheet, I'm going to simply choose Paste. So here is all our campaign data with all the associated ads and ad sets. And you can see the ads and the ad sets by scrolling to the right. The first thing though to notice is that we have our campaign ID at the top. Next, we have the campaign name, our campaign status, objective, and so on. You're able to modify each field by simply selecting it and typing into it. So say I want to change a campaign status from paused to active. I can simply enter that in here. Then that'll make the change applicable to the entire campaign. Say we wanted to duplicate or create a brand new campaign. We can start by selecting one of the campaigns here, by copying it and then pasting it right below. The first thing I should point out though is that every new campaign you upload will need a new campaign ID. So we're going to go ahead and remove the campaign ID for this new campaign that we just created. It's in Excel that you can go through and modify the various fields like the name, the tags, and you can also update the statuses from active to say paused like we did earlier. Just make sure the value you enter into the fields matches the same criteria as Ads Manager. I'll show you where you can download a file with this information when we get to our import-export feature. Now there's a couple of ways to get this information back into Ads Manager. The first is that we can copy and paste the entire section of information. The second is that we can actually select specific campaigns to duplicate. This option will be used if you have multiple campaigns. Say I wanted to take this first campaign and import it back into Ads Manager. I'm going to go ahead and select it. I'm also going to make sure that I select the header information as well. And I'm going to copy this information. Then I'm going to head over to Ads Manager. Once in Ads Manager, we can now simply copy and paste this back into the dashboard. How to do that is we're going to go back to the down arrow next to Export, and we're going to choose Ads from the Import setup. It's here that we can select Copy and Paste, and this is where we're going to paste in all the data from Excel. When that's completed, we're going to go ahead and choose Import, and that's going to automatically populate on Ads dashboard. One thing I do want you to notice is if you do have a text or Excel file, this is also where you're going to import that. So you're simply going to choose text or Excel file, choose file, and then you're going to upload that from your computer. Once that has been imported, Facebook's going to let you know if there's any duplications or any errors. And this is great to make sure that you have a lot of integrity with your data, that there isn't anything that you're missing. If we go back to the export option, underneath Import Setup is the ability to download the Excel template. This is a template that Ads Manager supplies and has all the information and criteria that you'll require for your Excel spreadsheets. Using Excel is a powerful way to manage your ads in bulk. I do recommend working with existing ads and practicing copying and pasting that information from Ads Manager to Excel and doing small edits to begin with. As you become more comfortable with each column, you'll find that you can create large bulk sheets and then import them directly into Facebook. This will certainly help you scale your advertising efforts. When you're scaling your advertising efforts, it's important to keep your campaigns as organized as possible. One of the ways to help with this is in Ads Manager, and that's by using tags. Tags help you organize or label for purpose of identification and quick reference. When you create a tag, you'll be able to see the campaigns that have that tag by choosing specific filters within Ads Manager. This makes it easy to navigate large quantities of campaigns as you scale your advertising efforts. You might use tags to differentiate between products, launch dates, or even objectives. You can only use tags to correspond with campaigns, but doing so is fairly easy. First, make sure you're in Ads Manager, and let's get started. From the Campaigns view in Ads Manager, go ahead and select a campaign that you want to tag. From here, you're going to choose the icon that has the 3 dots, and choose Campaign Tags from the drop-down menu. Here you can see if there's any associated tags with this campaign, as well as other tags that have been created but aren't necessarily associated. Let's go ahead and create a new tag. Great. So this campaign will have the tag called new tag, in addition to any other tags that we select at the time. So I can also choose Black Friday campaigns. So this campaign will have these two tags associated with it. If I change my mind, I can simply unselect the tag. Now that we know how to create tags, we can also delete tags by simply choosing the X right next to it. That's going to ask us if we want to delete it permanently, and if that's the case, we're going to choose yes. It's really good practice to begin using tags, so start by creating some high-level groups for your own advertising efforts. As you create more campaigns, you may need to then make things even more specific as you scale your advertising efforts.